Do they come through the family?
No, they don't. We had very little in the family. That vase there with the rainbow bridge was the first piece I ever bought, and there's a pair of them, and I think I paid £5 or £10 for them.
Yes, good Lord. That's right.
That's a long time ago.
Yes, my word. It
Yes.
must be hundreds of years ago.
No, not
that
as bad
sort of
as that. No.
But we're talking, of course, about the 1920s, aren't we? And,
No, we aren't.
Not
when I'm not
I mean,
as old as
when
that.
these things were made. When these things were made.
Yes, I think some were made
1920s.
before the First World War, but
Yes.
mostly, yes.
Mostly.
Fairyland Lustre was the invention of one remarkable woman. Susanna Margaretta Makeig-Jones, Daisy to everyone, joined Wedgwood in 1909 as a young paintress, and by about 1915 had persuaded the firm to let her launch an entire range of her own. Each piece was built up from printed gold outlines and layer upon layer of iridescent lustre glaze, then peopled with imps, goblins, and elves drawn from folklore and from her own restless imagination. It was always a luxury line, ruinously expensive to make, and when the Depression came the orders simply dried up. Wedgwood wound the range down around 1929 and asked Daisy to retire 2 years later. Everything that survives is the work of a few intense years, which is why the finest pieces now fetch sums that would have astonished her.
If you do have insurances on it, I think you ought to think it's got to be 10,000 plus, and have the wires taken off.
Yes.
And,
I'll see if I can talk my jeweller into doing it.
Yes, it wants
He
a
might
great
have that.
skill.
I know how long ago I bought it. I bought it 35 years ago.
It, to me, is a very classic part of English furniture history, 1820s.
Is it?
Late Georgian
I didn't know that.
Regency. So typical of that Regency period. I mean, the end of the Georgian period, beginning of the Victorian period. So when things were starting to get a bit fussy, but I'm not going to call this fussy at all because it's right at the time when things were very, very, very elegant indeed. I like the shape of it. I like the size of it is very nice and generous. But you've had it 30 years. I mean, what about this colour? I mean, we've got a bit of a contrasting colour. If I start here, it's very, very faded, where it looks like it's been in a...
The taste this table belongs to had a single founding text. In 1807, Thomas Hope, a fabulously wealthy collector whose London mansion was crammed with antiquities, published Household Furniture and Interior Decoration, a pattern book that told fashionable England how to furnish a room like an ancient Athenian. Within a year the cabinet maker George Smith had issued a cheaper edition for the trade, and the sabre leg, the lion paw foot and the carved palmette became the vocabulary of every serious drawing room of the period. A freestanding library table, built to be walked around and written at from either side, was about the most expensive thing a Regency workshop could be asked to make. Which is exactly why the later alteration the appraiser spotted cost so much.
But we have to revalue it, I'm afraid.
Right.
Minimum of 10, possibly 12,000 is more realistic.
Yes.
Because it's great.
Yes.
And you've obviously had fun over the last 30 years. What did you pay for it then?
When I bought it, I paid £600 for it.
Oh, if only we could all go back in time.
Yeah.
You've watched hundreds of these moments. The ordinary object. The jaw-dropping value. But here's the question we never ask: what's sitting in your home? You don't have to wait for the roadshow to come to your town. In seconds, Velqo tells you what it is, when it was made, and what it could be worth. It's like having the roadshow in your pocket. Open the App Store and search Velqo. Velqo. Or point your phone at the screen. You might be sitting on a fortune.
If every picture tells a tale, please tell me.
Well, some years ago, my father and I, we were refurbishing a room in our Tudor house, and there was a Victorian fireplace which we took out, which revealed a Tudor fireplace, and above that was layers and layers of wallpaper. So we decided to start scraping it off, and...
So this was, the wallpaper was stuck to this?
Yes.
It's obviously a smart 17th century house, and it's wonderful. I mean, the red brick glows. These houses did glow then. It's a fair bet to assume that this is a real house, it's not a fantasy house. And this...
What you are looking at is one of the very first things English painting taught itself to do, the portrait, not of a person, but of a house.
Tudor house.
Around 1700, a landowner who had built or improved an estate wanted it recorded the way he might commission his own likeness, every avenue, every clipped parterre, the new facade catching a flat morning light. The Flemish-born Jan Cyberex had shown the way a generation earlier with his views of Wollerton Hall, and in 1707 Leonard Knyff and Johannes Kipp published Britannia Illustrata, a great folio of bird's-eye estate views that turned the idea into a national fashion. Worked on an oak board by a native hand, pictures like this are now the rarest survivors of a very English moment.
It's very difficult to price something like this, but I think at least 10 to 15,000. It's a wonderful object.
Thanks very much.
Oh dear, speechless. I'm speechless. Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
We bought it a year ago in Suffolk.
Okay.
So it hasn't been in the family, it's very new to us, and we really don't know anything much about it, except we think it's French Art Nouveau, and that's about where it ends.
Okay, well you're thinking on the right track, because first of all the wood in question is pearwood.
The French called their own version of Art Nouveau simply Le Style Nancy, after the eastern city where it took root. In 1901 the glassmaker Émile Gall drew the designers of the region into a formal alliance, the École de Nancy, devoted to furniture and glass shaped entirely from plant and insect forms. Its supreme furniture maker was Louis Majorel, whose factory turned out precisely this kind of sinews, and worked seating for wealthy clients in the years before the First World War swept the whole fashion aside. The timber was chosen with care, a close, even grain is what lets a carver coax a chair arm into the line of a growing stem. A complete suite from this circle, never stripped or rebuilt, is a genuine rarity.
So, if I was to go out and buy this today, I would expect to pay round about £2,500. So, I hope that comes within the parameters of acceptance.
Tell me first, how did you get the opal?
The opal actually came from my husband's family because his father went to Australia and I think he brought it back because he loved opals. So I just have to say at the beginning as well that I have given all of these already to my daughters. So
that's a caveat now.
I have that clearly now that they all have it.
With these stones, they are over 100 million years old. There was an actual inland sea called the Artesian.
The belief that opals bring bad luck is not ancient at all. You can almost date it to the year. In 1829, Sir Walter Scott published Anne of Geierstein, a novel whose heroine wears an enchanted opal and dies the moment holy water touches it. Within a few years, the European trade in the stone is said to have halved. It took Queen Victoria, who adored opals and pressed them on her own daughters as wedding gifts, to make them respectable again. The jewel in front of us was dug from Lightning Ridge in New South Wales, very nearly the only place on Earth that yields opal with a truly dark body. That darkness is what makes the colour blaze, and it is what makes the black opal the most precious of them all.
So with the opal at auction, you'd be looking at £40,000, comfortably.
Oh, well, my daughter will be very pleased. It'll be her running away fund too.
Why, was it your running away
yes.
fund? Thank you very much for bringing them in. It really has made my day.
Oh, thank you.
Before you go, a quick word that could save you from a costly mistake. Every week, treasures like the ones you just watched are sold at car boot and yard sales for pennies by people who simply didn't know what they had. Don't let that be you. With Velqo, just snap a photo of anything in your home, and in seconds you'll know what it really is and what it's really worth. And it's completely free. Point your phone's camera at the code on screen now, or search the App Store for Velqo, Velqo, before you let it go.